Peace and love, family. It's your girl, Sixthegoddis. And keep in mind, I'm a goddess and I'm sensitive about my shift. I hope you all are doing well. I'm doing well. Today's video has been so highly requested, mostly from the ladies, and we're going to go ahead and talk about it. Let's just go ahead and get down to it. Today's video is about the type of man that doesn't cheat and why. Because there's definitely a science to this, okay? Now, we know that cheating is a very hurtful thing to happen. We know it's unimaginably hurtful because men tend to not be able to handle a woman that cheats. So that tells us that we know it's a hurtful thing. I do know a lot of women where they are kind of gaslit that it is normal or it's something that all men do. That is not true. Um, it's not to downplay how it may hurt a woman, how it can affect a family. It can definitely put the family in bad situations. It can make your partner feel as though they're not good enough, or they're not satisfying you. And I would say this is the number one complaint that I get from women about men is, well, if I do this, this, and this, he's going to still cheat. He's going to still do this. So, what we have to do as ladies, as opposed to focusing so much on men cheating, okay? Let me also say, because I know y'all fingers, I know y'all Negroes in the comment with your fingers getting ready to say, women cheat too. This video is not about that. Okay, this video is about why men cheat. I'm sorry, why men don't cheat. Let's just put that out there. This is not saying that men are the only ones that do it. So calm down. Don't write me in comments. I know y'all be ready to. Okay. It's going to be about the men that don't. So let's just let that be today's topic. We don't got to always talk about everybody on every video. All right, let's just know that. So, the man that doesn't cheat. Let me first say this. The man that doesn't cheat because he chooses to. Period. There is nothing that you can particularly do as a woman that guarantees a man will not cheat. Okay. I do believe that as a woman in a relationship or marriage with your man, that yes, you do have certain duties and responsibilities and standards that you should uphold. Okay. If you're going to ask this man to look at you and you solely for satisfaction, and we know life is about multiple forms of satisfaction. Okay. It is physical, it is spiritual, it is mental. So if you as a woman are going to have the expectation from the man that I want to be the woman that satisfies these things for you, then you definitely need to take that seriously and not sleep on it. This is why, we talk all the time about as women, keeping ourselves in shape, keeping ourselves looking good every day, not weaponizing sex or using sex as something that's like, oh my God, today I don't feel like it, or today, and there may be extreme cases where you're not able to get down with your man, and we get that, but unfortunately we do see too many times a woman like gets a paper cut and she's like, oh, I can't do it. Figure out how to get yourself in the mood. Your man being in the mood should definitely make you be in the mood too. So while we do have standards and expectations that we should uphold as ladies, if you are in a relationship with a man, I do understand that nothing guarantees that. However, we want to try our best. Now, it is in my personal opinion, I believe all men would love to be able to be sexual with a plethora of ladies. I think that all men may look at a woman in particular that he crosses paths with in the street, and he may desire to want to see what it's like with her. Because remember, men are very visual, very curious creatures. And when they see a woman, one of the first things they're thinking about is, ooh, what would it be like? I think that most men, if they had the proper space and opportunity, that they would. I do. Whether they were married, single, whatever, and when I say single, meaning in a relationship but not married, I think that all men, if they were able to, would do it. Okay. So when a man doesn't cheat, in my opinion, it's intentional. It's not necessarily because he can't. Now, you may have some men who just are really bad with women. Okay, you have some guys where they're just like, listen, I'm just glad that I have one woman that I'm able to lock down and get some from. Some men just don't possess the wherewithal, the know-how, the confidence, the stamina, the money, the funds to sit and entertain a plethora of women. So it's different. Then you have some men who they could do damage, but they simply just choose not to. And why do they choose not to? The men that don't cheat are the men who understand that the risk that comes with it is simply not worth everything that they have to lose. Okay? Because men have to understand this. Every woman that you bed has the potential to bring you down. Every woman that you bed has the potential to ruin you. Okay? So a man going to bed, Bill Cosby has just entered the chat. Hey, Bill. Bill, what you doing here? Even decades later. Okay? So when I say despise the free puss, this is what I mean. There's no such thing as free puss. Puss always costs you something. And you better hope it's only money. Okay? Because it has the potential to cost you way more. Every woman that you take to bed, you are allowing her behind your castle. Every woman that you take to bed now has a different level of access to you. Okay? When a man doesn't cheat, the man is like, listen, I have peace in my relationship. I'm happy in my relationship. I'm satisfied in my relationship. Those are the men that are like, listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't have time for the way these women move out here. I don't have time for being exposed. I don't have time for being extorted. I do not have time for anybody being crazy, endangering my family. I don't want to risk the diseases. I am focused on getting my money right. More women equals more problems. Having more women in your life is more resources you have to put out, more money that has to be put out, more of your time, more of your energy. In most healthy relationships, if you are having a normal, healthy sex life, okay, you're going to be spending majority of your energy satisfying your partner, not out here satisfying multiple women. There are some men that maybe they used to cheat and they stopped cheating because they saw, listen, spreading myself thin, this is too time consuming. If a man has one solid chick, then a lot of times he'd rather just stick with that. A woman he knows is for him, a woman he knows that he can trust. And he simply does not want the problems that come with extra women. I think too many times men promote, this plethora of women. They say things like, oh, we're not meant to be with one woman. And then they only highlight the positives that come with it. And really, the only positives that come with having multiple women is a nut. And then you hear the men say that after they get their nut, they become disinterested. You hear them say that they almost loathe themselves afterwards, that they look at the woman like, ugh, like, so what you about to do? So there are some men that have been there, done that. Okay. This is why, ladies, I personally always recommend to you, don't get with a man that has never kind of phase in a way. There's very few instances where a man can never have a phase and still remain faithful. Sometimes you have to see that something is not all it's cracked up to be in order to not desire it. Sometimes men get married super young. They never have time to kind of see that you're not missing out on anything. And then before you know it, now you're getting sang the song like, We've been together since our teenage years. I really don't mean to hurt her, but I need some time to be alone. You know, you don't want them singing that song to you. You kind of want to get with a man after he's been there, done that. He's seen a lot of these chicks are crazy. A lot of these chicks for the streets. A lot of them can't be trusted. You kind of want him to be to the point where he sees that. Okay, because remember, men most of the time are hard-headed. They have to learn the hard way. So sometimes it's best that he's already kind of seen that on his own. That way he can produce a solid chick. That's the man that doesn't cheat. He's been there, done that. He doesn't need to prove himself. Okay, he's not a slave to his ego. A lot of times men cheat because they're looking for affirmation. They're looking for validation. They're looking to get that ego stroked. Remember, a man cannot serve his ego and his family, his woman at the same time. He cannot do both. The men that don't cheat, they are secure with themselves. Okay. We're living in a different time. See, back in the day, a man could leave the house. There was no cell phone. There was no beeper. He left the house. He was gone. It wasn't everyone has, you go out now, everyone has a camera phone. Everyone is recording everything. Okay. It's too much risk. Back in the day, women had more discretion. Women had more class. Now it's like the women will go around bragging about how they sleeping with somebody's man, sleeping with someone's husband. That's the man that does not cheat. He says, you know what? A piece of ass is just not worth my purpose, my money, my time. It is not worth putting a wedge in between what I have. Too many women, you think that you can argue a man into not cheating, stalk a man into not cheating, force a man. Ladies, that is just not the way it goes. And the quicker that we understand that, the better off. Okay. So, ladies, that's what you need to look for. And I'm going to recap one more time. He's not a slave to his ego. He's been there, done that. He's not super hyper and just pressed for women. You know, I feel like if a man is still excited and excited by different, he's not ready yet. He should be to the point where it doesn't excite him, where it's like, okay, so you got some puss, and then what? Okay, so ladies, it's the man who values his hard work, his money, his resources. He does not wish to have to take money that should be for himself, for his family, his children, his woman, and have to give it to outside people, because all that adds up. How many men do we know that have went broke and lost it trying to manage multiple ladies at a time? Okay. It's the man who has gotten things out his system. It's the man that values having solidarity and an anchor in his home, in his life, to keep him grounded, as opposed to the weak form of satisfaction of some outside woman bedding you for the night. Okay. So, ladies, do not focus so much on the men that do. Focus more on what the man that doesn't look like. Otherwise, you're only going to invite more of what you don't want into your life. Remember to use that feminine energy to get what you want. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please make sure to subscribe, like the video, and share it with a friend. Share it with your mama, your cousin, your baby daddy's cousin's mama. Okay, it just doesn't matter. Just share the video, like the video, and thank you for watching.